They say that one bad apple can ruin the bunch. The same can be said for tenants. One bad tenant can cost you a ton of time and money and may even make life difficult for other residents. So before you pick a rotten apple, here are a few ways to qualify tenants as an investor. We work with a lot of mom and pop landlords who need help renting out their condos in New York City to tenants. Far too often, investors think that if the tenant has been approved by the condo board, it means they've been properly vetted and therefore it safeguards the landlord. But that's just flat out wrong. The condo board has one right, the right of first refusal. That means they have the right to reject a new tenant only if the board wishes to rent it themselves. While they do have some control over the lease, there is little they can do to qualify and provide any insight on the reliability of the tenant. Oftentimes, I find that most agents and brokers advertise a rental listing, find a tenant, and have them complete a board package for the board's review. Then after submission, they wait for the approval and assume that the tenant is qualified if they've been approved by the board. However, this can have devastating consequences for you if the tenant is not properly qualified. So it's very important that the agent you have hired has properly qualified the applicants before submitting the board package. Here are a few ways you can qualify tenants. First, have a set list of requirements you will use equally for all applicants. By treating everyone equally, you can avoid fair housing violations if someone claims you are treating them unfairly. As part of an application package, an applicant has to submit a set of financial documents. It's standard practice for landlords and agents to request things like employment letters, W-2s, bank statements, tax returns, pay stubs, and proof of any other income or assets. For us, we require that the applicant show a minimum annual salary of at least 40 times the monthly rent and that they have some savings in case of an emergency. Pro tip: when reviewing financial paperwork, check the money trail. Does the amount on the employment letter match the amount on the tax returns? Does the annual salary match up with their pay stubs year to date? We found forged financial documents more often than you'd expect. Next, you'll want to run a credit check. Commonly, landlords in New York want to see a minimum credit of about 680 to 700. But this may change based on the location you are based in. It's more important to consider what the credit report says about their sense of financial responsibility, such as history of late payments or high credit balances. If they're maxed out, you may be wondering how they'll cover rent and their living expenses. Finally, you should also ask for references to verify the information and get a sense of the character. You may request references from previous landlords, or better yet, just ask the landlord's contact info and reach out directly. When you speak to the landlord, only ask historical tenancy information and do more listening than speaking. You may even ask for a personal reference letter from a family member or colleague speaking to the applicant's behavior character. This isn't always necessary, but can be useful in situations where you're on the fence about an applicant and need more information to make a decision. But do not attempt to meet them face to face in an interview setting to see if you want to move forward with them or not. This too could be considered a fair housing violation. Leasing your home doesn't have to be complicated, but you have to consider the risks and headaches if you don't qualify an applicant properly. It's important to stay up to date with changes in rental laws and tenant rights to understand what you can and cannot do. Do you need help finding qualified tenants? Reach out to my team today to discuss your needs. Our contact can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.